2 months ago, I made my most popular video to date, which was making custom Prime flavors. And after some minor success, I saw that you guys also had other recommendations for other Prime flavors in the comments. But I didn't want to just take the basic template, slap a new name on it, and call it a video. No, there was still one missing component, one key feature, one main element that I completely got wrong last video, and it's the only reason I can even make a second video about Prime at all. I present to you an officially fitted and printed custom Prime bottle label. Now, as you can tell from the scheduling of this video, it took quite a while. 5 months. I spent 5 months of my life researching, planning, calling, emailing, just figuring out any way that I could actually print a bottle label to be exactly the same as a YouTuber's product, which most people don't even like now. Right after I finished the last Prime video, the thought of just printing on an actual plastic label that fully wraps the bottle perfectly just wouldn't leave my head. But after doing some research, I found out that to perfectly wrap the Prime bottle, I would be needing to print on a material which is called a shrink sleeve. The process involves a heat gun where once you line up your product with whatever label or even just the plastic, you transfer the heat from the heat gun, which makes the plastic expand, thus wrapping your entire product. If you didn't know, most companies that actually get their products plastic wrapped, like officially, you know, they're kind of really successful businesses, which means if they're making an order to a print company, they have to have a quantity of like 1,000, 10,000, something more than what I needed, which was maybe 1 to no more than 8. Literally, the minimum quantity that I had to order from a lot of the places I found from researching was 500 to 1,000. So that made this a lot harder. So I spent about 2 weeks just finding any print shop that'd be open to the idea of a lower quantity print from 1 to, again, like 10. For a lot of the emails, I even put the quantity as 100 so they could actually look at my email and not just dismiss it as if it was a fake order. But after hours of researching just the process itself and companies to print from, I found this one company called Label Value, where I actually said I was gonna print 500 because I was running out of options, but I put in the comments that I just needed 1 to 10 if that was something the company would do or they would just be open-minded to. Shout out the man, Dan. This was the main guy I was talking with during this project, and not only were they open to this super niche and small term project idea, but when they asked if I could ship them a bottle for measurements, he offered to go to the store and buy a Prime bottle himself, saving me on shipping time, so I wouldn't have to ship them a whole bottle and then they get measurements within a week. So during work, I stepped outside, as you do, and talk to him on the phone to get specific details down and describe the project. I'd also like to mention, as a little fun fact, he asked what company I work for. I said YouTube, but whilst on the phone, he basically said they could print up to 10 different designs for $150, which I'm not gonna lie, I was totally over the moon about, because last video we made 8 designs, and then even with the designs later in this video from the ideas you recommended in the short, that's still the majority of the designs that I had, because we total at like 12 and we could get 10 printed. Then we had some more emailing back and forth about file types, because even though I'm a graphic designer, I still don't know what I'm doing. He just needed an AI file, so to make it easier, I just took the one giant AI file I had in Illustrator and separated one file per design. Then I got a phone call. Dan the man checked with his manager, and instead of printing the 10 designs he kind of told me beforehand, it's actually 2 out of the 10, and instead of the $150, it was $250. Okay, that is kind of annoying because it makes me pick my best 2 out of my 8 designs, and instead of being $150, you know, it's kind of $100 more. But I couldn't really complain because this was the only place that was even open to this idea. So once I was okay with this, I then sent one more question I had to them, which was, are they gonna actually apply the shrink sleeve to the bottle? Or am I gonna have to do that myself? Because I don't think I actually asked up until this point. I get an email. At this point, things started declining. Dan said that yes, they would apply one of the prints to one of the 2 bottles that I do, which they don't normally do, but then also stated I was getting 15 extra copies per design. So 30 total. I had no clue where this came from, but I just looked at it in a positive way about like maybe I can just take all the 30 extra designs, put them on 30 extra Prime bottles, maybe give them out as, I don't know, gifts or something to other creatives or family members or friends or whatever. I get another email, followed by 2 phone calls at like 7 in the morning back to back. So rude. The title read, Art on hold. Well, that's not good. My initial thoughts were the templates were wrong or the coloring was wrong or some of the images from what I wanted on my designs weren't like fully embedded or some of the texts may have like given an error or something on my end. Nervously, I walk out of my work again and give them a call, to which I'm met with,
"Hey, so before printing, we just want to confirm that you have in writing that you're legally allowed to print this project and that the Prime Hydration Company is fully aware that you're doing this."
Dude, why didn't you let me know that sooner? Obviously, I was baffled because I'm 3 weeks invested into this project now, and can we talk about fair use? Well, I did some research, and there are 4 main points, dare I say pillars, to fair use. Factor 1, purpose and character of the use. Factor 2, the nature and copyrighted work. Factor 3, the amount of portion used. And Factor 4, the effect of the use. 1, the purpose. I was not planning to sell these. I was not intending to make any money off of these. This is just for a personal project to have on my little bottle collection up on my shelf. So there's no commercialization at all with this, which means I would fall under category 1. I'm not profiting or making any money whatsoever. Also, this is a parody. Duh, I can't believe I have to say that. But this would also mean it falls into category 1 because it goes along with criticism and comment. 2, the nature of the work. On the actual government website, under the terms of fair use, I quote, "This factor analyzes the degree to which the work that was used relates to copyright's purpose of encouraging creative expression." I don't know about you, but I think creatively designing custom ideas for a brand, making them, then sharing them with literally over 1 million people is the epitome of creative encouragement. Like, you guys got involved, you commented, you reacted to each other's thoughts, opinions. There is no creative limitation there. 3, the amount of portion used. I guess you kind of got me on that because I did basically just take the exact template that I saw from the printed label and made it myself to start branching out for custom ideas. And the last pillar looks at to what extent the unlicensed use harms the existing or future market for the copyright owner's original work. Again, I think ironically, from all the positive feedback on last video, the short, it put Prime in a better spotlight than it is right now. Definitely not tarnishing the brand for the future, but like, a lot of people got excited about future ideas, whether that was Sonic Prime or CSGO Prime or a bunch of primes from a TV show or game I don't even know about. So with all this in mind, during that phone call, I just told the lady that, which no surprise, she was doing her job. She just didn't want to get screwed over from some random legal thing with copyright. And she said, "Nope, you can't do it unless you choose a different design." Okay, lady, I have a bunch of designs that say Prime on it, but I also have other designs that don't even say Prime on it, like slime and crime and time. I kid you not even 10 minutes later, after I sent an email sharing the other designs that I had come up with that are much more obviously parodying Prime and explaining why I think everything is fair use, because it is, she responded with, "Thank you, Will, for your time. The art you sent contains Prime in the details panel." She read my fine print. Are you serious? "We will not be a part of this project. Thank you for your follow-up and best to you with your efforts." So yeah, that was a waste of time of about a month and a bunch of high hopes. But after feeling completely bummed out that this video may not even be possible to make, I look back through the replies and thankfully there was this one company that reached out, Bellmark. I didn't go with them originally because they responded later than the first company did. So I emailed them again to, just see if they're still available or open to this project, because at this point it had been a month later. And thankfully they were still open-minded and willing to do this small project just for $215 for the one print.
Editing Will here, and I just realized while editing this that I didn't explain which flavor I ended up going with. I ended up going with the Twitch Prime label. This is from the first video because it was my favorite, and I also wanted to see what all these little emotes looked like if printed, like if they would actually turn out pretty good or not. So yeah, update.
Now, I also brought up this new problem that I was very much now aware of, which was copyright and if it was going to be a problem for this company about printing. And by some string of luck and some logic, because they have brains, they didn't give two fucks. So this process was pretty fast, only slight dilemma. I did have to actually ship them a bottle so they could get measurements. So I had to go back to the store, buy a bottle, put it in a shipping box, ship it out, and then they actually sent me something.
Okay, I didn't anticipate an extra package. This is my second time unboxing this because I wanted to make sure this was for the Prime project. So yeah, this is already obviously open and everything, but I didn't take a look inside. I just want to make sure this is the same. Looking at the order, it just said this is the sample, so what it looks like. And finally, okay, this is what I wanted to know. These are the samples of how the goddamn printing on bottles even works. If you can't tell, it's hollow like a tube, and then you put the bottle in it and then you shrink wrap it. I didn't even know what the template would look like, so apparently you designed this. That's helpful. And they gave me 3 of these, so I don't really know why. I don't have a heating gun yet. Finally, okay, so if you don't know how bottles are printed like this, it's in a goddamn sleeve like this. No way. Okay. Okay, thank you. Why is it bigger? We'll see whenever this gets done.
After I confirmed the sample, I was set a template, and honestly, this was the only reason I was still motivated for this video. We got it printed or we didn't get it printed, so be it. I just personally wanted to know, how the hell do you design for a curved bottle? Like, what does the template look like? Is it curved? Is it straight? Is the shrunken plastic the only part that's curved? Like, I was just so interested to open this template file up and see what I needed to do. Ironically, this template is confidential to the company, so I can't even show you. So this entire process of just printing a bottle label in the hopes of figuring out what it would do. So if you were watching and you were wondering how like bottle labels are printed, which is super niche, I don't know if anyone's wondering that, I can't show you. So I'm sorry if you did wonder that, but what I can say is my original designs that I did in the last video weren't too far off from the actual print of what I needed. Then I sent the artwork in, and now we wait, which this is probably a good time to mention. I did do more of the custom Prime bottle flavors that you guys put in the comments of that YouTube short. I took the most popular comments that either were other versions of Prime or the most popular ones that kind of rhymed with Prime like I had designed previously. Again, I wanted to get all these designs printed, but now that we only have the quote for one print, I guess this is just kind of for fun. Starting with Mr. Mime, I actually noticed a lot of people thought of that before like a silent mime, like in France, the stereotypical, you know, black and white shirt, just like mimicking stuff. That was pretty basic, just mimicking the shapes from the mime's cheeks and the color pink. I made Grime because I honestly didn't have any other words that rhymed with Prime, but I didn't want to have an imbalanced amount of primes versus rhyme primes. This really could have been any color, but I hadn't done any bottle in purple yet, so I chose that partnered with like the black liquid similar to the slime bottle because it's grimy, dirty. I don't know. That one was kind of totally up in the air. Time was one I didn't really want to make, but it was massively requested, so to make it more interesting and kind of real, I based it off like primetime TV. And so that's why it was kind of like a reddish tone. And the only alteration I could come up with was to make it a flavor. So it was pomegranate Prime, like the alliteration is good there. CSGO Prime was another common request, which is funny because I didn't know it was a thing. So I basically took the entire pattern from the CSGO Prime logo in yellow, that like triangular gridded pattern, and made that the border to feel more army-like. Prime rib was a goated suggestion. Shout out to you for who put that comment because I would have never thought of that. And for that to be completely different, I made a custom like raw ribeye meat pattern to put as a texture on the bottle, similar to those like chicken or food sodas. But finally was Sonic Prime, which is based on the Netflix show that I've never heard of. And this was easily the most common request that you guys had in the comments. So I obviously made the bottle blue and took Sonic's somewhat iconic name to put on the front. He actually has like a bunch of different logos if you look at the logos of Sonic through time. So I picked like the more modern one that I could find and then image traced it and took that typeface so it fit the newer kind of TV show. And just to fully bring the Sonic theme to the bottle, I put the Sonic rings inside the white rings that normally surround the vitamins or nutritional information on the left. And finally, we have nothing. That's just an empty box. As this template was getting finalized, I was told that this entire process from the measurements to the samples they sent me was just for the wrong bottle. Basically, shrink sleeves have these things called perforations. Some bottles have this cutout section at the top of the bottle on the lid, so it's easier to like pull down and open the product if you're gonna use it. So apparently I've been designing on a template that didn't have this perforation, which obviously if you look at the Prime bottle, the wrapping doesn't even go onto the lid. So I don't know why I thought I was okay when I saw the dotted line on the sample that I received, but we learned. But obviously they realized this kind of last minute, so they reached back out, gave me the option, gave me another template, and now we wait again.
Okay, we're finally here. We got the package. I haven't opened it. And then I also have the 3 prints that, you know, we got from the samples that they sent us. These are actually the wrong template samples. I only have the 1 real print. That's gonna be the final version, so we can't mess that up. We're gonna use the heat gun that I'm borrowing, and then I have these 3 that I'm gonna apply to empty Prime bottles. Again, just to make sure I don't mess up, because if I mess up the 1 print that's been 3 months in the making. Just if you don't know, Prime does randomly have like 3 different size bottles. So the first one that I went with was the original Prime bottle that was like when it first got released, which is more rounded in this shape. Then they pushed up the like roundness, so it's more of a cylinder, and then they had it be longer, if that makes sense. Like it looks more cylindrical rather than triangular. But then I just went to the store and found this version, which is again, not the same as the triangular or the regular cylindrical rounded. So I don't know why they have an in-between. And to make it even more complicated, they have this bottle shape, which is pretty much the UK one, is what I'd call it. I only see people in the UK show this bottle off on like Instagram. This one also has like rounding on the bottom, and the bottom just straight up looks like a water bottle. So I don't know why there's 4 different bottles. Okay, first let's actually unbox this, because this has been sitting in my house for about 4 days now, because I haven't been able to rent the thing. Okay, bro, this is so long in the making. Okay, nice, the company. Oh my dude, yes! Yes, they gave me 2 as well. It sounded like I was freaking out, like something went wrong. Yo! Dude! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get some close-ups on this. Holy, the quality is nuts, bro. This might actually be the perfect size. So I actually messaged them and asked if I was getting multiple samples, kind of like these ones. I got like 3. They were considerate enough. They gave me 2. They actually said they weren't giving me 2. They were just giving me 1. But dude, I am over the moon. This is definitely not even in focus because my camera is scuffed. Bro, I don't even want to wrap one. And it just looks so good. Like my bleeds and everything are perfectly lined up. Okay, so again, we're gonna take the sample size that they gave us, which again, comes with the lid like attached. So this isn't going to be correct. I just wanna test out the machine and how it works. I'm gonna be honest, I do not know how to hold this in the slightest. Oh no, do you see this shit? Bro, did you see that? Oh my, bro, I can't even show that. I only messed up on this top bit, but like the whole ridges, bro, I'm so far from my camera. Dude, the sides are literally perfect. There's like no problem. Okay, maybe this is like a little bit of a problem. I don't know what happened there. Again, this has the top covered. This is what it would look like with what I was originally working on. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this again. I definitely can hold this further away. If you're following along at home, yeah, hold this way further away than you think. Yikes. I realized it's messing up at the cap part, and that's not even on the print I have. Dude, I'm literally going to cry. So that was cool. We got some practice. So after this trial, I noticed that this print is either gonna look good with the purple lid or the black lid, because I wasn't really sure, and the only black lid I have is the Metamoon, so RIP. Okay, we're recording. God, dude. No. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Wait. The longer I do it, the less. Oh my gosh. Wait, is the bot. Bro, I think I'm warping the bottle. I definitely warped. Oh, I warped the bottle. No, it's all thin, bro. No. Well, that's what not to do. Okay, so I just went and made my own bottle shape apparently, because the fuck is that? Let's try this again. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. That's not bad. No, you know, this has been, wow. Okay, well I fucked this royally. Wow, this. Let's go, dude. God damn. Sheesh.
Just before I show the final bottle, I actually did make mock-ups for the new flavors and I remade them for the older flavors just because I didn't know what I was doing with mock-ups. I didn't know how to fully customize one for myself. So I have them all lined up for every flavor in case anyone is wondering. That it will probably just be the end of the video. I'm gonna be honest, this project, one, I can't even believe I finished, and two, this thing is the coolest thing I have ever made by far. Ever in my entire life. Not only did I have the capabilities and skills to actually like design something like this from scratch, but the actual material and like sizing of everything turned out perfect. Like obviously there's some problems at the top of the bottle, but that's fine because everything else is pretty damn smooth. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a graphic designer. Easily my weakest part of the design process when making a project is the craftsmanship part. So yeah, things like that isn't really uncommon for me. I can't even like, I can't stop looking at this thing. I printed it yesterday, which by now I'm editing, a couple days ago, maybe a week. Like, how can you not even, like, bro, all the emotes around the outside? Cool. Obviously, I have the other bottle fitted because apparently I heated it so much I made my own bottle. Either way, we got 2 Prime, which just looks ridiculous. This has been, again, like a 5-month project all across the board. Just to show the progress of this project, this is where we started. It looks so basic, and this is the final product. So that looks significantly better. I don't even know why I'm even comparing these two. KSI, you don't know the work that went into this. Gosh, I'd love to see this made in real life. I don't know legally if it can happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next design.